A term I've heard a lot lately has been neurodivergent. Neurodivergent is the opposite of being neurotypical. In short, neurodivergent describes people whose brain differences affect how their brain works. And that means they have different strengths and challenges from what some people consider a typical way that a brain would work. These differences could include medical conditions or learning challenges. These are everyday people like you or me, and you probably know more who are neurodivergent than you realize. Perhaps you yourself are. People who deal with ADHD fall into the category of neurodivergent. This last month alone, I've been getting more coaching clients coming to me asking if I've experienced coaching ADHD and other neurodivergent real estate agents or other types of business people. And at first, I was surprised and curious how they didn't know, but I realize now it's because I rarely tell anyone anymore. But I absolutely coach folks like this because I am a person with plenty of neurodivergence and ADHD. I spent a lot of my life learning how to control a lot of the challenges in my head and in my body. Some things people don't know about me are I had a terrible stuttering problem throughout my 20s, and I used to have a terrible panic attack a lot of panic attacks from social interactions, to the point where I couldn't function. And yes, while I never originally and officially were diagnosed with ADHD, I exhibit a lot of, actually, most of the symptoms of that. And to explain this to some neurotypical folks, I would say that it's a lot like my body is a robot and I am somewhere buried deep inside, handling all of the controls, but I have to constantly be monitoring everything that's happening at the dashboard, or else the robot will malfunction and it will act really weird. And if I don't monitor the pace of my thoughts, or I will speak too fast, I'll ramble, I'll start to stutter because I have several different dialogues overlapping each other, and my head is going so quickly that my mouth can't handle it. So, without a level of calm and giving myself internal space, I'll get distracted easily. I'll jump around in my head. I'll jump from one task to the other, never finishing anything. Sound familiar, realtors, entrepreneurs? How am I looking? How am I sitting? Am I fidgeting? Am I being excessive with my movement? Am I being reasonable with my interactions? Am I interrupting people? When can I interrupt people? Timing, thinking, planning, the entire conversation while it's happening. So I make sure that I don't appear rude, random, bitchy. And perhaps my favorite ADHD symptom that I saw listed was having little or no sense of danger. I have absolutely no sense of danger, and therefore have found myself in some pretty dangerous situations in my life. But I have no clue at the time that they were dangerous until someone told me. And I have no sense of why I shouldn't like walk down a dark alley in the middle of the night in the middle of the city. One time I almost got locked in a cemetery in New Orleans because of my lack of fear or my attention to any of my surroundings. I'll have to tell you about that sometime. But anyway, I wanted to go down this rabbit hole with you to explain in long form that, as I now understand it, people who are neurotypical feel far less exhausted at the end of the day simply from being themselves. Neurodivergent folks, we are exhausted just by being ourselves. And it's navigating this, not only attempting to overcome and work with your neurodivergent traits, but piloting that robot every day. It takes a great toll on us, probably more than you think. But I love how far I've come. I love how far I've helped other people come. Um, Being able to fix this, for lack of better words, fix all of these things within my head that were holding me back from getting a lot of my life in order. And that's why I love coaching. While I can coach anyone for almost anything, I guess a favorite type of client is someone who may be neurodivergent, because I do understand what's going on and how hard it is to sometimes even form a word, let alone power an entire life, an entire empire, a business, roll out of bed each morning, piloting this time machine. And possibly even better news, I think we'll keep this between us, but I think that most business owners have a level of neurodivergence. Because what does it take to be a business owner? It takes difference, uniqueness, talent, falling out of step, falling out of line, creating something else, boldly going, without any hesitation or fear, towards your passion, towards your talent, your goals, to guarantee your success. And I think that's pretty awesome. So if you need somebody to talk to about this, about anything, about coaching, about building your business, about overcoming and running the robot, you could talk to me.